Welcome to Starlight Infinity Theater. We proudly present to you Secrets from the Rift. Episode 1, We Are Not Alone. Written by Jules Starn and Madeline Gross and directed by Jules Starn. And now, Secrets from the Rift.
My name is Thomas Pruitt, a reporter for the Times-Gazette-Tribune. The following events I'm about to tell you are true. I haven't been an honest man in my profession, but damn it, I need to tell someone. I'm about to tell you about how I got sucked into the mysterious world of Miss Victoria Bates and that walking human enigma, Dorian Watts. My story begins as most days do, arriving at work at the Tribune. My boss, Mr. Carter, had asked to see me.
Pruitt. There you are. Sit down.
Yes, Mr. Carter.
I'm sure you heard about George's untimely death on Friday. His wife found him lying dead in their front entrance, drenched in his own sweat with a glass in his hand and the door ajar.
My goodness, I hadn't.
Oh, well, his wife found him lying dead in their front entrance, drenched in his own sweat with a glass in his hand and the door ajar.
How awful. Did you ask me here to write his obituary for the Tribune?
What? No, that guy's not getting an obit. Can you imagine? No. I called you in here to inform you that as a result of George's death, you're now in charge of taking over the society pages, effective immediately.
Oh, sir, no. I'm so happy where I am. Writing the exciting crimes and spooky murder section?
Sorry, Thomas. I already asked Clovis to take over the exciting crimes and spooky murders. Hi, Clovis!
Hey, Mr. Carter! Hey, Thomas! I have your job now!
Hi, Clovis. I know. That settles that, I suppose.
That's a spirit, kid. I'm sending you to cover Dr. Richard Richmond's gala tonight. He's raising funds for the Charity Foundation of Philanthropy.
The CFP, I've heard of it. They do great work.
Pick up your press invitation from Janine. Be there at 8.
I followed his instructions to the letter and the number. I arrived at the gala and immediately found myself shoulder to shoulder with the most charming young woman.
So, you work for a newspaper? Oh, how wonderfully horrid.
Why would you say that?
Mind you, there are only 2 sections in a newspaper ever really worth reading. One is the funny pages, and I simply love those. Oh, but when they talk, their words come out in a little bubble. Isn't that just grand?
I mean, I suppose that...
It's like they've eaten dish soap with their alphabet soup, and they've got the hiccups. Oh, but of course, the only other section worth reading is the exciting crimes and spooky murder section. But of course, you don't write that. You said you're from the society pages.
Yes. I'm from the society pages.
Excuse me, sir, madam. Would either of you care to try the moon sip cocktail?
I'm fine, thank you.
None for me, thank you, though.
All right, enjoy your evening.
You too. My God, what an ugly waitress she was.
Now, I'm not sure if that's the best word to use. I mean...
Oh, come now. Her skin was practically magenta. So scaly, she almost looked like a lizard. I've never seen any texture so wretched or... You're right. That was rather cruel of me. I don't think of others sometimes. It's just that I know I'm far more interesting. Forgive me. I didn't get your name.
You did. I told it to you twice. It's Thomas Pruitt of the Times-Gazette-Tribune. I didn't get your name, though.
Victoria Bates. I work for no newspapers, thankfully.
What have you got against newspapers?
Tell me it was just simply scrumptious to chat with you, but I've got to go mingle with some other fellows. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce we've raised over $9,000 for the Charity Foundation of Philanthropy. Thank you. With your generous bids, ladies and gentlemen, we're truly going to help those people and things that need help. Now, let's raise our glasses and toast to the cause. The poor or something. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the founder of this organization. He was an Oxford lecturer, a speechwriter for President Roosevelt, an author and a man with a truly sharp wit and generous heart, Dr. Richard Richmond. Come up and give a speech, Dr. Richmond.
It's refreshing tonight for my song. The little goblin sits the road.
Dr. Richmond! He's dead!
As I looked around, a few more people stumbled and dropped out of their chairs. I noticed in the chaos the mysterious, bubbly Miss Bates grabbing Dr. Richmond's drinking glass and running out of the ballroom. Something unsavory was definitely afoot.
And now for a message from the sponsor of Starlight Infinity Theater. Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you restless throughout the day? You need a clean, healthy solution that your body will thank you for. Try Relmaro cigarettes. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Relmaro cigarettes as the cure-all solution for sleeping problems, the jitters, and more. I'll say the name again. Relmaro cigarettes. The healthiest choice for your body. It produces more tar than any other leading brand of cigarettes, lining your lungs and protecting them from harm. Breathe freely knowing you've made the right choice with Relmaro cigarettes. Remember, you know it's good for you because your body keeps coming back for more. And now, back to Starlight Infinity Theater.
I had a feeling that Miss Victoria Bates had something to do with the poisoning of Dr. Richmond. The following evening after work, I decided to look her up in the phone book and pay her a little visit to her residence. That mysterious old castle outside of town. Her butler answered the door.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Yes, hello. Is this the residence of Victoria Bates?
Gee, I hope so, otherwise I'm in the wrong house. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm a funny guy, you know. Yeah, she lives here. Come on in. I'll get her down here. Hey, Victoria! There's a guy here to see you.
Excuse me, but you said you're the butler here?
That's right, the name's Randis. Butler of the stars. It would be if they weren't millions of miles away. Yeah, a little out of space joke for you. But yeah, I'm a butler. I buttle, I boodle, I may even biddle if the task requires it.
I see.
Oh, it's you, the man from the party.
It's Thomas Pruitt, Miss Bates.
That'll be all, Randis.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Well, I'll take the dog out.
What brings you here, Mr. Pruitt?
Well, Miss Bates, you seem to leave the party in a hurry.
I was frightened, obviously.
Were you really, Miss Bates?
Oh, yes. I had a dreadful evening thinking about that poor man. Whatever must have happened to him?
Oh, I'm sure you must have some idea.
Why, what do you mean, Mr. Pruitt?
Well, I may seem like a mild-mannered writer for the society pages, but I'm much more than that. I notice things. I see patterns. You see, Miss Bates, I didn't always write for the society pages. I, until very recently, used to write for the exciting crimes and spooky murders section. That's right, the exciting crimes and spooky murders section. That means I'm more or less exactly the same as a detective. I saw you picking up Dr. Richmond's drinking glass in the chaos. Now, why would you have done that? To do away with the evidence, perhaps?
It's not what you think, Mr. Pruitt. I promise you. This goes deeper than you could possibly imagine.
Who are you, Victoria Bates? Mafia? Shadow government? Why did you poison Dr. Richmond?
She didn't, Mr. Pruitt. I'd have figured a man of your intelligence wouldn't have made such an elementary conclusion.
That was the first time I saw Mr. Dorian Watts. Jet black hair, towering height, immaculately dressed with the most terrifyingly sharp stare I'd ever seen. He descended the steps, approaching me.
Then again, that's typical of your former section of your newspaper. You're so focused on making sure your crimes are sufficiently exciting and your murders are sufficiently spooky that you just always tend to miss the truth right before your eyes.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're in over your head, Mr. Pruitt. There are things that don't befit you or anyone else to know. Things humanity couldn't handle. The nighttime chill contains more than just air. A shadowy corner may not be as empty as you think. One day, humanity may be ready for these secrets, but for now, that's what they must remain. Secrets. That's why you must leave, Mr. Pruitt. Men of your age are ignorant to what lurks behind them. And so you must remain that way for everyone's sake.
Hey, Dorian, I took out your alien dog thing to the yard, but she didn't piddle or nothing. She just stood there, changing colors.
Your dog is glowing purple.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's got antennas.
Antennae.
What?
Antennae is the grammatically correct plural of antenna.
Well, what do I do, Dorian?
For God's sakes, Randis, Chashu doesn't urinate. She metabolizes sustenance into bioluminescence. Now, will you leave? I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Watts. I didn't know it was serious enough.
I said get out!
Oh, gee, sorry. This George your butler. Obviously, he has no emotions.
You've got
Yes,
space aliens?
that's correct.
How many?
We've
Just the
rehomed
one.
dozens so far. Oh,
I'm not going to pretend like this interaction went like how I planned, Mr. Pruitt, so I'd appreciate your understanding in this stressful moment.
I don't understand. How has this been a secret?
society keeps its own secrets without knowing it, Thomas. If something occurs, they simply chalk it up as being odd. Nobody actually knows what they're doing, and if they do know what they're doing, they don't want to go through the trouble of doing what they do, or to lift a finger to do anything about it. It's perfectly simple.
Easy for you to say. But what about spaceships? We're in a city. Why haven't we seen them?
That's the interesting thing. They don't come in a spaceship. Many of them don't even mean to come here at all.
Then how do they get here?
Through a rift in the fabric of the universe.
I beg your pardon?
Imagine space, the universe, and everything as a piece of fabric. Now, the universe doesn't stand still. Imagine it moving around in one of those new laundry machines. It's whipped around, soaked through, tiny particles, lint pills forming. Sometimes tears occur. One of those tears exists on our planet. It encircles a few acres around this castle, in fact.
But the universe isn't a piece of fabric in a laundry machine.
You'd be surprised, Mr. Pruitt. The universe is basically a pair of worn-out slacks. Things fall out of holes and pockets and wind up here, often by accident. Victoria and I send them back, or rehome them here on Earth if they wish. Sometimes they have a malicious intent and pose a threat. And in those cases, we do everything in our power to stop them.
It's all right, Thomas, darling. It's a bit of a shock, we know.
Hey, Dorian!
Randis, I thought I said
I know, sir, but on the police radio, there's been another poisoning at a party at 219 Grove Street in Midtown, apartment floor 4, and they're sending emergency services to the location.
There's no time to lose then. Come, Victoria, to the tunnel bullet.
Oh, but Dorian, what about Thomas?
He's coming with us. I'm not letting that newsman out of my sight.
What do you people have against newspapers?
If you have to ask that question, you're exactly the problem.
What's that?
It's the tunnel bullet. Fastest subterranean treble known to man. We need to arrive before the police do.
You're in Midtown? Already? But that was seconds.
219 Grove Street. This is the place.
Elevator's out of order.
Oh, damn! These shoes are good for climbing these wretched stairs.
Buy some sensible ones.
Sensible? How dare you! Fleds are for quitters.
4th floor. This is the place.
We're special investigators for the police department. You called the emergency services?
Why, yes, I did. Are there ambulances? Half of our guests have collapsed.
Are any of them still alive?
No. I don't think so. My poor husband,
Why do you need an ambulance then?
Miss Bates, please. This poor woman's in shock.
I just don't know what happened. One by one, they all just got sweaty and spouting nonsense, and then...
It's going to be all right. I mean, it's not like we're going to bring anyone back, but...
Damn, they keep getting quicker and quicker. Victoria, you know what to do.
Right, Dorian. Hello!
Can you open the door, please, miss? We're responding to the poison call.
And just what sort of time do you call this?
What?
You're too late! They're already dead, you silly turtles!
Dead?
They're dead. How many?
So many! And you call yourselves lifesavers.
Can we please get inside, miss? Some may still be alive.
No point! I've checked them all thoroughly and completely. You all certainly gave me enough time to do so. Now please leave my property. I simply can't grieve effectively with such incompetent men about.
Interestingly enough, the last one alive died while you were getting rid of those men.
I'm sorry, what?
They'd have gotten in the way. Besides, we need to make sure everyone stays here and doesn't leave like last night.
Speaking of last night, Victoria, doesn't that waitress coming out of the toilets look familiar?
It's the ugly waitress for last night. I saw her horrid purple skin and I thought she was ugly, but she's really an alien.
Again, that's needlessly mean.
Niceties may have to be put aside. She looks like she might make a run for it.
She's headed for the roof!
Why must these wretched people have a broken elevator?
If you're that uncomfortable, maybe try and get some...
Must I remind you again where I stand on this story and...
Stay where you are. Give us your planet of origin and an explanation.
I'm sorry. My name is Eodor from Lostaware. Sure just how far away that is. I kind of wound up here on accident. I know it's wrong what I've been doing, but it's all I know how to make a living.
Poisoning people to death? Who would pay you to do that to so many people?
Those folk are dead.
Oh, wow.
I was in the washroom. I thought they was passed out. They're dead?
Don't tell me you didn't know.
Of course I didn't know. I thought you were arresting me for not having one of those fancy permits. You think I'm the killing type? Look at me. I ain't a killer. I'm the moonshiner. All I know is one day I'm getting ready to feed the cattle, but when I walked out the door, I fell into a shiny hole there on my front porch. Next I know is I'm here on this planet.
So it was all an accident? But what about the poison?
When I figured out what had happened, I come to find most of your crops are the same. Corn, wheat, barley. I couldn't figure out a way back, so I figured I might as well try and make myself at home and start up a moonshine business here, using an old family recipe. I must have made some sort of mistake somewhere, because... oh Lord, I killed... how many?
So many.
Why were you giving it to people for free disguised as a waiter?
I was trying to drum up business, giving samples to rich folk. You know, have people be all crazy for my hooch, it being so exotic to your folk, you know? Oh, maybe have folk feel a little sorry given my situation and order more than they need.
But you never imagined it would kill humans.
Never! I can't wrap my head around this. I swear it was only an accident. Back on my world, when they find out I've murdered, I'll be hung.
Is that some of the moonshine?
Yes. Don't drink it.
I wasn't going to. But I've got good news for you. You're not gonna rot in prison, on your world or here. If there is anything I've learned tonight, is that us humans will turn a blind eye to anything beyond our explanation. As for making a new life, well, I might just have an idea for it.
That was excellent thinking the other night, Mr. Pruitt. To suggest using her moonshine as a paint-removing solvent, well, it was a clever solution. It might be worth something to keep you around, Mr. Pruitt. Would you like that?
I'm pleased you think so. But what exactly would that entail?
Solving mysteries, helping good people from other worlds, stopping the bad ones, even getting to see some exciting crimes and spooky murders up close, rather than just writing about them.
When you put it like that, how could I refuse? But I just have one question. Who are you?
My name is Dorian Watts. You already know everything about me that you need to know.
But where do you come from? How do you know about all of this?
As I said, Mr. Pruitt, none of that is important. What's important is that Miss Bates and I can help humanity, and more, if we can.
My question is, what will happen to Iridor with her moonshine paint remover?
Well, because every rich person knows one another, we were able to get our interdimensional friend a meeting with the CEO of Jack's Chemicals. And thanks to the favor I pulled in, she should be able to get herself a deal that should have us set for life.
Here's hoping her ugly purple face and sickly orange eyes don't put your friend off.
Victoria, please. She's not from this world.
Yes, but he doesn't know that.
Look at this.
What?
She sent us a sample of her new paint remover as a parting gift.
No, don't!
Whew, that's got a kick.
And then he walked out of the room, unharmed. Who was he? And who was Victoria Bates? Those questions filled my mind for a week of sleepless nights. One thing was certain. I had to stay around them. If not for the exciting adventure surely ahead for me, then for the answers I so sorely thirst for. I'd write none of this in the papers. I had a feeling Mr. Watts was right about humanity not being ready, but I knew I needed to write all this down. I stayed up all night in my home writing all of this, as I knew I would many more times in the future. I locked the papers in my filing cabinet and labeled the drawer with a single piece of tape. Secrets from the Rift.
Secrets from the Rift starred Dominic G. Martin, Katie Benninger, Jules Starn, and Madeline Gross. Story by Jules Starn, radio script by Jules Starn with Madeline Gross, and from all of us at Starlight Infinity Theatre, just remember, it's behind you.